Look, can you hear it? It's getting louder, getting nearer. Don't be afraid, be very, very, very afraid. I figured as I did the first one, why not the second one? And I also forgot I've got all the 5 films. Yep, I decided to do the 5-2. A very unestimated sequel. As I forgot to say in the other one, there was a love story between Geena Davis and Jeff Goldblum, being the character Seth Brundle. And as the story went, Geena Davis' character got pregnant. The story follows on with her having the birth of the baby, and I'm happy to say Geena Davis did not do the scene, as I didn't think it was that wise. You know, it's bad enough for what she went through in the original. In this, she has the baby and she dies. You finally get to see the company Bardotst, which was mentioned in the original. Where you do get an old guy, he's a dumpy and utter fucking scumbag. I mean, he's a scumbag. Starts off as a nice sweet old guy, but as the film goes on, he's a dumpy and utter scumbag. The character is called Martin Brundle, and he thinks he's dying. He's like different than the original one, and he goes up pretty fast. He becomes a 6-year-old boy, but when you look at him, he's a 20-odd-year-old. And he falls in love with this girl. But before all this, he's a little boy, and he falls in love with a dog. You know, he's a dog. Now, as you know, I've got a dog in real life, and I love my dog. I would never ever want to see any harm done to any animal, big or small. So what happens? The guy runs the Bardotst, gets the dog, and they've got the pods. You know what was in the original one. And they do the experiment where they transport the dog to an item, to the other item. At first you think it's alright, but then the dog comes out badly deformed. I mean, it looks a mess. Good effect, and I know in real life no animals is harmed, but it comes out badly deformed. And he says when he goes up, the Martin character, that they put the dog out of its misery, you know, stopped it suffering. You find out that the dog, they did not put it out of its misery, they left it to suffer. They left it to fucking suffer. So Martin breaks in, finds this out, breaks in, and he basically kills his dog. He kills the dog who he fell in love with, and he kills it as a mercy killing. Which makes you complete and utter hate the guy. It makes you complete and utter hate this character. And as the film goes on, you hate the character more when you find out what the old guy really wants Martin for. He befriends Martin, and he makes out he's like the father figure to Martin, and all he wants him for, he wants him to turn into a bug. Because like the father, as it says in the original trailer, like father like son, he's also going to turn into this bug like Cheetah. He falls in love with the girl who works in Bardotst, who I said is similar to like Geena Davis, and there's a love scene, there's a bit of wham bang thank you man, but it's professing to know it's not just an excuse for that, because you find out that they had a hidden camera in a place where they put Martin thinks that they've given him a room to stay, he's got his own bedroom, his own independence, and what he doesn't realise is they're filming him. They're fucking filming him. So they're filming the girl, who is, you know, had a bit of wham bam thank you man, and that is when he slowly changes. You do get 2 arsehole scientists in the film. You've got one woman that likes to put needles in his fucking arm, really painful scene where he rips his arm and rips the skin of his arm and then blood comes out, I should say. And you've got this other guy with a tie on, your typical nerdy guy. Reminds me a bit of fucking Mike Hancock, you know, that passing nice in dick. And they're just basically arseholes, they're dickheads. But when he changes into the bug, when he cocoons, and as I say, he goes into a cocoon They get the cocoon thinking he's now turning into the bug. Then he turns into the big beast. The monster is brilliant effect. And let's not forget the guy who directed this. It's the guy who directed the first Fry. And what a job he does in this. He directs it and he does effects on it. There's even a bit where I saw a comic book of Jeff Goldblum with his face, the one who directed the original Fry. Which, if you look, there's a little scene there. He gets the one who looks like Mike Hancock, which is the same, it's not the real one. Wraps the tie, snaps his fucking neck. But before then he gets this other die, the dir puts needles in his arms. Turns him into a human fucking dartboard. There's another die in the film who's also a bit of a dick. He's the one what sucked the video in front of the dir who was doing it with him, who fell in love with him. And basically he gets it. Basically snaps his spine, snaps him in two. Really does a good job there. But the guy from the original one who I said was a dick, you do get to see him a little bit in the fight too, and he sort of helps them out at first until they get caught by the diet ones. Bardots, the fucking asshole. Once he turns into that monster, it's just a revenge, it's a monster, it's a love story. It's all that rolled into fucking one. And I love it. I love it. I love the effects. Again, damn good effects. He's a monster and he gets the ultimate revenge. And he gets the old guy, that's the Fry, puts him in the pod, they transfer one another, and then he becomes Martin again. And I actually like that. I felt that was a satisfying ending. That they become. There's just a bit where this is all more of Martin, you know, it's the human form. But it's still a satisfying ending. It's satisfying knowing it has a happy ending, like the original Fry. But all in all, this is a good cheats of feature, monster, love story. It has everything. And I dilute that. To me, it's a solid sequel. And I think it's more of its own film. You could say it's sort of like a remake of the second Fry, that being the 59. Return of the Fry. It's a good monster film, has a good practical love story, has practical effects, which I fucking miss in any film these days. It's one of them these days where I wonder, why is it they don't do practical effects like this anymore? Why? But all in all, because I love the Fry 2 that much, a bit fopping, 8-star rating, because it's just like the original one. It's a good one. And as they say in the original, don't be afraid, be very afraid. And I might do some of the 50s Fries as well. Over in them. Take care, and I'll see you soon.